The cold morning wind swept through the narrow streets of Millbrook, a small coastal town nestled in Cornwall's rugged landscape. Emma Williams stood behind the bakery counter, her hands carefully arranging freshly baked bread, her eyes tired, but determined. At 28, life had not been kind to her. Her tiny flat overlooked the grey sea, a constant reminder of the loneliness that had become her closest companion. 2 years had passed since her mother's unexpected death, leaving Emma to navigate the world alone. The memories of her childhood were both a comfort and a painful reminder of what she had lost. Every morning began the same way. Emma would wake, up before sunrise, prepare a simple breakfast of toast and tea, and dress in her worn work uniform. The bakery job paid just enough to cover her basic expenses, but it was her evening cleaning work at the community centre that helped her make ends meet. Mrs. Peterson, the bakery owner, was a tough but fair woman who appreciated Emma's hard work. "You're the most reliable worker I've ever had," she would often say, her weathered hands patting Emma's shoulder. Those words meant more to Emma than any monetary bonus. The town knew Emma as the quiet girl who always helped others. When old Mr. Thompson struggled with his grocery bags, Emma was there. When the local school needed extra hands for their charity event, Emma volunteered. Her kindness was a beacon of hope in a community that sometimes felt forgotten by the larger world. Financial struggles were a constant companion. Emma's dream of becoming a nurse seemed impossible. Every penny she earned went towards surviving. Rent, food, basic necessities. Her mother's medical bills from her final months had depleted their small savings, leaving Emma with nothing but determination. At night, after her cleaning shift, Emma would sit by her small window, watching the moonlight dance on the sea. She would pull out her nursing study books, reading under the dim lamp, her fingers tracing the medical diagrams. These moments were her escape, her hope for a better future. The community centre where she worked was more than just a job. It was a place of connection, of shared stories. Emma knew almost everyone who walked through those doors. The lonely elderly, the struggling families, the young people searching for direction. She listened, she helped, she cared. Her wardrobe was modest. A few practical work clothes, a single dress for special occasions, and a warm coat her mother had bought her years ago. Each piece told a story of survival, of making do with what little she had. Despite the challenges, Emma never complained. Her mother had taught her that life was about resilience, about finding joy in small moments. She remembered her mother's words, "Emma, true strength isn't about having everything, it's about making the most of what you have." The local townspeople respected her. They saw a young woman who worked hard, who never asked for sympathy, who always found a way to help. Others, even when she had so little herself. Children would wave at her in the street, elderly residents would share a kind word, and her colleagues appreciated her unwavering support. On weekends, Emma would walk along the coastal path, breathing in the salty air, dreaming of a future where she could make a difference. The nursing books in her bag were more than just study materials. They were tickets to a potential better life. Her small flat, though humble, was kept immaculately clean. Photographs of her mother decorated the walls, a constant reminder of love, of hope, of the legacy she wanted to continue. A small plant sat on the windowsill, a gift from a kind neighbor, symbolizing growth and resilience. As dawn broke over Millbrook, Emma prepared for another day. Her alarm clock, a simple digital device her mother had given her, blinked 5:30 a.m. Another day of work, of hope, of quiet determination. Little did Emma know that her life was about to change. The universe had plans, small moments of kindness, were waiting to transform her journey. Her story of survival was just beginning, a testament to the human spirit's incredible ability to hope, to persevere, to dream. The bakery bell rang. Another day had started. Emma adjusted her apron, put on her warmest smile and stepped forward to face whatever challenges awaited her. The rain pelted against the bakery windows, creating a rhythmic melody that matched the bustling morning routine. Emma carefully arranged the pastries, her movements precise and practiced. Most customers rushed in and out, barely noticing the young woman behind the counter. But today would be different. George Miller wasn't like other customers. At 72, he moved slower, with a gentle dignity that spoke of years of wisdom. His weathered hands trembled slightly as he reached for his usual morning bread. Suddenly his shopping bag slipped, sending groceries tumbling across the tiled floor. Before anyone could react, Emma was already moving. She knelt quickly, gathering oranges, bread, and scattered items. Her touch was gentle, her smile warm and genuine. "Let me help you, Mr. Miller," she said softly, carefully placing each item back into his bag. George looked up, his blue eyes catching something special in Emma's expression. There was a determination, a quiet strength that reminded him of his late wife. "Thank you, my dear," he said, his voice cracking slightly with emotion. Mrs. Peterson, watching from the counter, noticed the interaction. She knew George was a retired schoolteacher, respected by everyone in Millbrook. His presence meant more than just another customer. Over the next few weeks, George began visiting the bakery more frequently. At first, Emma thought nothing of it, but he would always find a moment to chat, to ask about her day. His questions were subtle, carefully crafted to understand her story. One rainy afternoon, during a quiet moment, George discovered Emma's dream. "I want to become a nurse," she shared, her eyes brightening. "But the course is expensive and I'm struggling to save enough money." George listened intently. He remembered his own struggles as a young teacher, the challenges of pursuing a dream with limited resources. Something about Emma's spirit reminded him of hope, pure and unbroken. The bakery felt different that day. The usual sounds of coffee machines and customer chatter seemed to fade. Emma spoke about her mother, about her passion for helping people, about the nursing course she had researched but could never afford. George knew the local community college well. He understood the challenges faced by young people like Emma. Her determination was rare, a quality he had seen in very few young people over his years of teaching. As days passed, George became a regular fixture. He would sit at the corner table, sipping tea, observing Emma's interactions with customers. Her kindness was remarkable. She helped elderly customers, listened to children's stories, and worked tirelessly. Mrs. Peterson noticed the growing connection. "George seems quite interested in you," she mentioned to Emma one afternoon. Emma simply smiled, believing it was just a kind, elderly gentleman's friendship. But George was planning something. He had connections in the community, friends who believed in supporting local talent. He understood that sometimes all someone needed was a small opportunity to change their entire life. The town of Millbrook was small, but its heart was big. People here looked out for each other. They remembered struggles, understood hardship, and believed in supporting local dreams. George knew this better than anyone. Emma continued her routine, morning shifts at the bakery, evening cleaning at the community center. She had no idea that a simple conversation, a moment of genuine connection, was about to alter her entire life's trajectory. As the weeks passed, a plan was forming. George had begun talking to local community leaders, sharing Emma's story. He spoke of her dedication, her kindness, her dream of becoming a nurse. Slowly, quietly, he was building a network of support. The rain continued outside, a constant backdrop to this unfolding story. Emma worked, George watched, and the small town of Millbrook held its breath, waiting for something wonderful to happen. Every great journey begins with a single moment of unexpected connection. For Emma, that moment was happening right now, though she didn't realize it yet. Her dream was about to find its first real supporter, a quiet, determined, retired teacher who saw something special in a young woman's heart. The bakery bell rang. Another day was beginning, filled with possibility, hope, and the quiet magic of human connection. The community center buzzed with energy on that crisp autumn evening. Emma finished her cleaning shift, carefully arranging chairs and wiping down tables. She had no idea that conversations about her future were happening just beyond the walls. George had been quietly working behind the scenes. During his weekly bridge club meeting, he shared Emma's story with Margaret Thompson, the local community leader. Margaret was known for her ability to mobilize people and create change. "We have a young woman with incredible potential," George explained, showing Margaret a file he had carefully prepared about Emma's nursing aspirations. The documents included her academic records, recommendation letters from Mrs. Peterson, and a detailed breakdown of the nursing course costs. Word spread quickly in Millbrook. The town was small, but its heart was enormous. Local businesses, retired, professionals and community members began discussing how they could support Emma's dream. The first fundraising idea came from the local bakery. Mrs. Peterson suggested a special bake sale. "Emma has worked here for years," she told the town council. "She deserves our support." Local bakers donated their time and ingredients, creating an array of delicious pastries and cakes. The community center became the hub of the fundraising effort. Posters appeared in shop windows, announcing the upcoming event. Children made colorful signs, elderly volunteers prepared baked goods, and local businesses pledged support. Emma remained completely unaware. She continued her daily routine, working at the bakery, cleaning at the community center, studying her nursing books during every spare moment. Her life seemed unchanged, but behind the scenes something remarkable was happening. On the day of the fundraiser, the town square transformed. Colorful stalls lined the street, filled with homemade cakes, crafts, and local produce. People from neighboring towns began arriving, drawn by the story of the hard-working young woman pursuing her nursing dream. George watched carefully, orchestrating the event with quiet precision. He had contacted local media, ensuring Emma's story would reach a wider audience. The local newspaper sent a reporter, interested in covering the community's collective effort. Children ran between stalls, parents chatted, and elderly residents shared stories. Everyone seemed connected by a single purpose: supporting Emma's dream. Donation boxes filled quickly, with people giving what they could. Mrs. Henderson, the town's oldest resident, donated her entire month's pension. "I never had the chance to pursue my dreams," she told George, "but Emma will." Her words brought tears to many eyes. The local fishing community, rough, hard-working men who rarely showed emotion, contributed significantly. They understood struggle, they respected hard work, and they believed in supporting one of their own. By late afternoon, the total raised was beyond anyone's expectations. Local businesses had matched community donations, creating a substantial fund for Emma's nursing education. George carefully calculated the total, his hands trembling with excitement. As the sun began to set, George approached Emma. She was helping clean up, completely unaware of the day's events. "Emma," he said gently, "we need to talk." The community center fell silent. Emma looked confused, her cleaning cloth still in hand. George pulled out an envelope filled with donation receipts and a carefully prepared document explaining the community's support. Tears filled Emma's eyes as she understood what had happened. The entire town had come together, transforming her dream from an impossible hope to a tangible reality. Her hands shook as she read through the details. "We believe in you," George said softly. "You've shown our community what true dedication looks like." The room filled with applause. Emma looked around, seeing the faces of people she had served, helped, and worked alongside for years. They weren't just supporting her education, they were showing her the true meaning of community. Outside, the autumn sun painted the sky in warm oranges and reds. Inside the community center, a young woman's dream was about to become a reality. Millbrook had proven that when people come together, nothing is impossible. The college classroom felt different to Emma. Surrounded by younger students, she carried a quiet determination that set her apart. Her nursing textbooks were marked, highlighted, filled with notes that reflected years of careful study and hard work. Balancing work and studies was never easy. Emma still worked her bakery morning shifts and cleaned at the community center in the evenings. Her days began at 4:30 a.m. and often ended past midnight. Every moment was carefully planned, every minute counted. Her first practical training at the local hospital was a true test. The senior nurse, Margaret Williams, watched Emma closely. Unlike other students, Emma brought something special: real-world experience and genuine compassion. "Your hands move differently," Margaret told her during a patient care demonstration. You understand more than just medical procedures. You understand human connection. Emma's classmates noticed her unique approach. While they rushed through assignments, she took time to understand each medical concept. Her life experiences had taught her that healing was more than just technical skills. The hospital became her second home. She learned quickly, asking intelligent questions, showing remarkable patience with difficult patients. Her background of struggle had given her an emotional intelligence that couldn't be taught in textbooks. Mr. Roberts, an elderly patient recovering from surgery, became particularly fond of Emma. You remind me of my daughter," he would say, holding her hand during his treatment. Emma's gentle touch and kind words made medical procedures less intimidating. Her fellow nursing students began asking her for advice. Despite being older, Emma never made them feel small. She shared her knowledge generously, helping them understand complex medical concepts through simple explanations. Financial challenges continued, but Emma remained resilient. George continued supporting her, offering advice and occasional financial help. The community that had started her journey remained connected to her progress. Mrs. Peterson from the bakery would send her care packages. "You need proper nutrition while studying," she would say, filling boxes with homemade bread and nutritious treats. The entire town watched her progress with pride. During one challenging week, Emma's computer broke down. Without hesitation, her nursing classmates collected money and bought her a second-hand laptop. Their gesture showed how much she had impacted their lives. Her practical training revealed extraordinary skills. Emma could calm nervous patients, explain medical procedures in understandable language, and provide comfort during challenging moments. Her instructors recognized her exceptional potential. Margaret Williams recommended Emma for a special scholarship program. "She represents everything a nurse should be," she told the hospital administration. Emma's dedication was transforming her from a struggling bakery worker to a promising healthcare professional. The local newspaper did a feature on her journey. "From Bakery to Nursing, Emma Williams's Inspiring Story," read the headline. The article highlighted her remarkable transformation, inspiring other community members. Evening study sessions became her ritual. While others slept, Emma would sit by her small window, medical books spread around her, cup of tea nearby. Her mother's photograph watched over her, a silent motivator. Her classmates started calling her the heart of our nursing group. Emma brought more than medical knowledge. She brought hope, understanding, and genuine human connection to her studies. The hospital staff began requesting her for specific shifts. Patients felt comfortable with her. Her ability to listen, to truly hear what someone was experiencing, set her apart from other nursing students. One particularly challenging night shift changed everything. A complex patient required special care. While other nurses struggled, Emma's calm approach and deep understanding helped stabilize the patient's condition. Her instructors were impressed. "You have something special," the head nurse told her. "Nursing isn't just about medical skills. It's about human connection, and you understand that perfectly." As weeks turned into months, Emma's transformation became complete. The shy bakery worker had become a confident, skilled nursing student. Her journey represented more than personal achievement. It symbolized the power of community support, personal determination, and unwavering hope. The small town of Millbrook watched proudly. Their investment in Emma was paying off. She was becoming exactly what they had believed she could be, a compassionate, skilled healthcare professional who would make a real difference in people's lives. The graduation hall buzzed with excitement. Families, friends, and community members filled every seat, their eyes bright with anticipation. Emma stood among her fellow nursing graduates, her hands slightly trembling, her heart racing with memories of the long journey. George sat in the front row, his eyes filled with tears. He had been more than a supporter. He had been the first person to believe in her dream. The entire town of Millbrook had come to witness this moment. When Emma's name was called, the applause was thunderous. Mrs. Peterson from the bakery stood up, whistling loudly. Margaret Williams, her hospital mentor, wiped away proud tears. The community that had supported her journey was now celebrating her success. Her nursing certificate felt heavy in her hands, not just a piece of paper, but a symbol of countless sacrifices, hard work, and unwavering determination. Emma remembered the days of struggle, the early mornings at the bakery, the late-night study sessions. The local hospital had already offered her a position, not just any position, but a special role in patient care that recognized her unique skills. Her ability to connect with patients had set her apart during her training. Mr. Roberts, the elderly patient who had first recognized her special touch, sent a congratulatory card. "You're not just a nurse," he wrote, "you're a healer of hearts." His words meant more than any academic achievement. Emma's first official shift was a moment of pure magic. She walked the hospital corridors, her uniform crisp, her spirit bright. The same hands that had once arranged bakery bread now provided comfort to patients, administered medication, and offered hope. The community center where she had once cleaned now invited her to speak to young people. "Dreams don't have an age limit," she would tell them. Her story became a beacon of hope for everyone struggling to pursue their goals. George continued to be her mentor, her support system. He would visit her at the hospital, bringing homemade cookies, sharing stories of his teaching days. Their friendship had become a beautiful testament to unexpected connections. Her mother's photograph now sat on her nursing station, a constant reminder of the woman who had taught her resilience. Every patient she helped was a tribute to her mother's memory. Every life she touched was a continuation of her legacy. The town of Millbrook changed because of Emma. Young people began seeing education differently. They understood that dreams could be achieved with community support, hard work, and unwavering determination. Local schools started a scholarship program inspired by her journey. The Emma Williams Scholarship would help students who struggled financially but demonstrated exceptional potential. Her story had become more than personal. It was now community inspiration. During challenging moments at the hospital, Emma would remember her mother's words. "True strength is about making the most of what you have." Those words guided her through difficult patient cases, complex medical challenges. Her nursing colleagues respected her deeply. They saw more than just a skilled professional. They saw a woman who understood the true meaning of care. Emma brought compassion to every medical procedure, humanity to every treatment. The local newspaper did a follow-up story. From bakery, worker to compassionate nurse, Emma Williams's incredible journey highlighted her transformation. Young girls in Millbrook began seeing her as a role model. During a community event, the town mayor presented her with a special recognition. "Emma represents the best of our community," he said. "She shows us that with support, determination, and kindness, anything is possible." Her tiny flat was now filled with nursing achievements, community awards, and photographs documenting her incredible journey. Each item told a story of struggle, hope, and ultimate triumph. Emma understood that her achievement was never just about her. It was about the community that believed in her, the people who supported her dream, the collective hope that transformed a single life. As the sun set on another healing day at the hospital, Emma looked out the window. The same sea view that had once reminded her of loneliness now symbolized endless possibilities. Her journey had proven that dreams, no matter how distant, could become reality. The story of Emma Williams was more than a personal achievement. It was a powerful reminder that when a community comes together, when people believe in each other, extraordinary things can happen.